Ever wondered how one man could dominate business, media, and politics? Meet Donald Trump, born in Queens, NYC, on June 14, 1946. From skyscrapers to reality TV, his influence is undeniable. But did you know he also became the 45th President of the United States? Experience the journey of a lifetime. Discover the man behind the headlines. Dive into Donald Trump's world now. Click to explore his incredible story. Don't miss out. Ever wonder how a young man turned family real estate into a global empire? Meet Donald Trump, who started as the fourth of 5 kids in the Trump family. Transferred to the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania, Trump graduated with an economics degree and a vision for success. Taking over the family business, he transformed it into a high-end property powerhouse, building iconic developments like Trump Tower in NYC. Remember 2004? Donald Trump transformed from businessman to household name, captivating millions with The Apprentice and his iconic "You're fired" catchphrase. The show didn't just entertain. It skyrocketed Trump's celebrity status, blending his business acumen with a larger-than-life persona. Want to harness that same power of media? Discover how you can elevate your brand and create a lasting impression. Dive into media mastery today. What if one announcement could change the course of a nation? June 16, 2015, Trump declares his presidential run, igniting debates on immigration, tax cuts, and America First. He storms through the Republican primary with his populist rhetoric and controversial statements. Against all odds, he wins the party's nomination, setting the stage for a historic showdown. November 8, 2016, a nail-biting election night. Despite losing the popular vote, Trump secures the presidency through the Electoral College.
Donald Trump, a real estate mogul and reality TV star, shocked the world in 2016. He won the US presidential election. Trump's presidency was unlike any other. His policies were bold, often controversial. Let's take a deep dive into his domestic and foreign policies. Trump promised big changes. He wanted to make America great again. His supporters loved his straight talk. His critics feared his policies would be harmful. Only time would tell what his presidency would mean for America. Trump's economic policies aimed for growth. He signed the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017. This law cut taxes for corporations and individuals. Trump believed tax cuts would boost the economy. He also pursued deregulation. Trump rolled back regulations on businesses. He argued that regulations stifled economic growth. His supporters cheered these moves. They hoped for more jobs and higher wages. Critics worried about the consequences. They feared the tax cuts would benefit the wealthy. They argued deregulation could harm the environment and consumer safety. The debate over Trump's economic policies continues today. Immigration was a central issue for Trump. He promised to build a wall on the US-Mexico border. He wanted to stop illegal immigration and drug trafficking. The border wall became a symbol of his presidency. Trump also implemented a travel ban. This ban restricted travel from several Muslim-majority countries. He argued it was necessary to protect national security. The travel ban faced legal challenges and sparked protests. Trump's administration increased deportations. They took a hard line on illegal immigration. These policies pleased his base, but alienated many others. They viewed his immigration policies as discriminatory and harmful. Section 4, America First, a new era in foreign policy. Trump's foreign policy centered on America First. He questioned the United States' role as a global leader. Trump pulled the United States out of the Trans-Pacific Partnership trade agreement. He withdrew from the Paris Agreement on climate change. He also imposed tariffs on goods from China. This sparked a trade war between the two countries. Trump's approach to foreign policy was unpredictable. He alienated some allies. He cozied up to authoritarian leaders like Vladimir Putin of Russia. Trump's supporters praised his willingness to challenge the status quo. They believed he was putting America's interests first. His critics worried about the damage to America's global standing and relationships. Section 5, The Abraham Accords, a foreign policy success. Despite a turbulent foreign policy, Trump's administration achieved a major breakthrough with the Abraham Accords. These agreements normalized relations between Israel and several Arab countries, including the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain. The Accords were hailed as a historic step towards peace in the Middle East. They opened up new avenues for diplomacy and cooperation in the region. The Trump administration considered the Abraham Accords a major foreign policy achievement. Section 6 conclusion, a mixed legacy. Trump's presidency was one of the most consequential in modern history. His policies left a lasting impact on America and the world. His supporters praised his boldness and his willingness to challenge the establishment. They pointed to a strong economy and the Abraham Accords as evidence of his success. His critics argued that his policies were divisive, harmful, and undermined democratic norms. They pointed to his handling of the COVID-19 pandemic and the January 6th Capitol riot as evidence of his failures. Trump's legacy will continue to be debated for years to come. Donald Trump's presidency was marked by controversy and unprecedented political division. He became the first president to be impeached twice by the House of Representatives. The first impeachment, in 2019, stemmed from allegations of soliciting foreign interference in the 2020 election. He was accused of pressuring Ukraine to investigate Joe Biden while withholding military aid. The second impeachment in 2021 followed the January 6th Capitol riot. Trump was charged with incitement of insurrection for his role in the events that day. The House moved swiftly to impeach him again, making him the only president to face 2 impeachment trials. The Senate, controlled by Republicans, acquitted Trump in both trials. The impeachments left an indelible mark on Trump's presidency. The outcomes of both impeachment trials were heavily influenced by then Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. McConnell, a shrewd political operator, shaped the Republican response to the impeachment charges. Despite privately expressing disdain for Trump's actions, McConnell voted to acquit Trump in both trials. His decision was driven by Trump's deep support among Republican voters. McConnell feared convicting Trump would spark backlash, jeopardizing Republican control of the Senate. McConnell's decision had significant implications for Trump's political future and the Republican Party. By shielding Trump, McConnell allowed him to remain a powerful force in Republican politics. The 2020 presidential election was one of the most consequential in American history. It pitted incumbent Donald Trump against Democratic challenger Joe Biden in a race that was closely watched around the world. The election was held against the backdrop of the COVID-19 pandemic, which had upended American life and cast a long shadow over the campaign. Trump's handling of the pandemic, particularly his downplaying of the virus's severity and his administration's chaotic response, became a central issue in the campaign. Biden campaigned on a platform of restoring normalcy and competence to government, while Trump continued to stoke cultural and racial divisions, appealing to his base with his signature brand of populist rhetoric. In the end, Biden emerged victorious, winning both the popular vote and the Electoral College. However, Trump refused to accept the results of the election, making baseless claims of widespread voter fraud. His refusal to concede the election, coupled with his inflammatory rhetoric, fueled tensions across the country and culminated in the January 6th Capitol riot. The Capitol riot was a direct assault on American democracy, and it served as a stark reminder of the fragility of democratic institutions. The images of rioters storming the Capitol building, fueled by Trump's lies about the election, shocked the nation and left a lasting stain on Trump's legacy. Despite facing 2 impeachments and losing the 2020 election, Donald Trump continues to wield significant influence over the Republican Party. His endorsement remains a powerful asset for candidates in primaries, and many GOP leaders still align themselves closely with his policies and rhetoric. Trump's ability to mobilize a large and passionate base has kept him at the center of the party's identity, and it seems unlikely that his grip will loosen anytime soon. Donald Trump's presidency left an indelible mark on American politics, deepening the divide between the left and the right. His confrontational style and often controversial statements fueled intense political debates and, at times, violent clashes. While his supporters praise his unfiltered approach and commitment to shaking up the status quo, his critics argue that he exacerbated national tensions and eroded democratic norms. The legacy of polarization that Trump leaves behind will undoubtedly shape the political landscape for years to come. As the nation moves forward, one question looms large. What role will Donald Trump play in the future of American politics? Will he run for office again? Or will his influence wane as new leaders emerge? The answer remains uncertain, but one thing is clear. Trump's impact on the political scene is far from over. Whether as a candidate, a kingmaker, or a polarizing figure, his presence will continue to be felt, and the debate over his legacy will persist.